Chicago, the city of broad shoulders, located in the heartland of America. Nestled on the north side of Chi-Town in a neighborhood community called Wrigleyville, stands a Major League Baseball ballpark known as Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field, home of the National League Chicago Cubs, the second oldest ballpark in the major leagues, and the oldest ballpark in the National League. Wrigley Field, aka the Friendly Confines, is said to be the heart of Chicago.
The Cubbies, that's where the heart is. That's the heart of the city.
And the Chicago Cubs are said to be America's team. Wrigley Field is iconic to the Windy City as the Picasso statue in Daley Plaza, the lions guarding the Art Institute of Chicago, Buckingham Fountain in Grant Park, the Water Tower on the Magnificent Mile, Willis Tower, the tallest building in America. Wrigley Field is not just a Chicago landmark, it's a national shrine because Wrigley Field is the church of baseball, where baseball disciples pilgrimage to worship America's pastime. Wrigley Field is a place where traditions are sacred and loyalty is in the blood. There is no commercialized music. No gimmick team mascot. No fireworks exploding scoreboard. Just the only hand-operated scoreboard in the National League. No hoopla, just pure old-fashioned baseball. Baseball is all Wrigley Field needs to preserve its culture and history. 1060 West Addison Street is the address of Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs since 1916. Wrigley Field is surrounded by the Wrigleyville neighborhood. Wrigleyville derives its nickname from Wrigley Field. The ballpark was built between a neighborhood and surrounding cemeteries. Chicago Cubs is a way of life in the Wrigleyville community. It's not just a game around this area. You are born a Cubs fan around here. The locals bleed Cubby blue. The Cubs are part of your DNA. 284 days a year, Wrigley Field is a tranquil ghost town. But the other 81 days a year, Wrigley Field is a carnival of mayhem when the circus rolls into town. Cubs Nation fill up the Wrigley Field stands and the Wrigleyville rooftops to watch and support their favorite team. Colorful characters blend into the crowd. You never know what you might see at the old ball game.
Go Cubs go! Go Cubs go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? Go Cubs go! Go Cubs go! Go Cubs go! Hey Chicago, what do you say? Go Cubs go!
Everything's $10.
Wrigleyville is infamous for its layout of watering holes. You have your Irish pubs, a German Bierstube, piano lounges, microbreweries, trendy taverns, dive bars, neighborhood saloons, open-air taps, baseball-themed sports bars, Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field themed establishments. The one common thread that links all these joints together, besides serving the abundance of alcohol to mouth-watering customers, is that these Wrigleyville bars predominantly cater to thirsty Chicago Cubs fans who root for their beloved home team. And Cubby fans know how to have a good time.